Lights, camera, action. Welcome to the Scrapbook Podcast, Director's Cut. Welcome to the Director's Cut. You know the deal, you know the spiel. I think it's my turn.
It is your turn.
All right, so I got a BET banger for these niggas. I got a BET banger. So, all right, it's called Slap, right?
Okay.
I think I was telling you this shit on the phone. I think it was just to remind myself what it is. I was at work taking notes and shit in between loading like fucking panels into this machine. And then my manager was like trying to peep what I was doing, and I wrote a lot of like fuck. But anyway, a lot of curse words in it. But so picture this: the underbelly of Detroit, Michigan.
Okay. In
the background plays CeeLo's "Ain't No Love in the Heart of It." You know what I'm saying? And so in comes this, I want to say 20-year-old, 22-year-old. His name is Devon, and he comes from, Detroit. That's where he was born and raised. Mm-hmm. He's a three-time Silver Gloves winner. Mm-hmm. 3 years in a row, from 13 to 16. That's what I said specifically. His baby mama made him stop. She's white, by the way. He's black. Real seedy. She made him stop because she was like, "You're not going to make it as a famous boxer. We need money now." They just got pregnant with their twins at the time. So he stopped boxing. You know what I'm saying? He was 17 at the time. So they have 3 kids together now. He works in a grocery store. Mm-hmm. He works, what did I say? As a sparring partner. Mm-hmm. And he works in another fucking place. Maybe, I don't know, security. You know what I'm saying? At clubs and shit like that. So she made him stop. He works these 3 jobs and shit like that. He makes decent money sparring because that gets his outlet out. Like, his love in his heart. The painter's always going to do something that has to do with painting, although he's not famous. Mm-hmm. He's going to sketch sometimes. He's going to, all that shit. So one day, he's falling asleep at work, and the boss tells him to go home early. Like, "Hey, Devon, you need to go home early, bro. You're fucking falling asleep putting away this produce. Don't even worry about it." He's like, "Nigga, I need this money on my check. I'll front you the last 3 hours of the check." You know what I'm saying? Because you're solid, and I know you need the money. You know what I mean? Plus, I love watching you box as a kid. You know what I mean? Your dad is my friend type shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, so I'll front you the last 3 hours. Don't worry about it. Go home, though. You need to rest. So he goes home early, catches his wife, his girl, fucking. Catches his girl, fucking. The guy who brought him in to spar. So he was a Detroit champion. Right? So he catches him fucking. His kids are asleep on the floor. They live in a 1-bedroom. Big eyes. Kids are asleep on the floor, right? And that's what stops him from jumping on this nigga. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's Detroit, obviously. Gang violence. So the champ comes there with a pistol, and then it was on the dresser along with like a pack of fucking Marlboro Lights, because he's one of those niggas. Marlboro Lights and shit like that, and then his pants or this and that. So it's kind of like they stare at each other, and then he breaks the champ breaks his line of vision to Devon to look at his gun, but then he looks back, and then Devon like turns his head, and then that nigga goes for his gun, and then but Devon's like an arm's reach away. Mm-hmm. The nigga's like, he that's the type of nigga. Damn, I fucking hit the shit out of it. That's the type of nigga he is. He just went for the fucking gun, although he was 20 feet, 10 feet away or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs the gun. He just like points it to his wife, is like his girl. He's like, "Bitch, you sit right there. You get the fuck up." So he tells him to go outside. He goes outside. Gets dressed first because he's like, I'm gonna fuck you up now.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like begging with Devon, like, please, nigga, like, I have a fight coming up. Like, I defend my title in a couple days. How would you feel if, like, you'll never make money in the gym again if you fuck me up? You know what I'm saying? Nigga's talking real bold, although he got a gun in his face. He's like, oh, no, I ain't gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna slap box you. Every single black male has slap boxed before. Everybody.
It's not my favorite.
Everybody has. That is a pastime in the fucking community. You slap box a motherfucker. Even if it was in passing, even if it was just right quick with your cousin, your uncle, your dad, you fucking slap box before. So this was his way of humiliating this guy because he's been holding back this ass whooping and sparring. And then I see you with my girl, nigga, and you're fucking her. I'm gonna humiliate you. So he unloads the gun, pops the fucking shit out the chamber. You know what I mean? Like, throws this shit in the bushes. You know what I mean? And he was like, all right, now I'm gonna fuck you up. So they get in the stance. This shit goes on like he humiliates this champion.
Mm-hmm.
Head movements crazy as fuck. He still got this shit. He's just an older man now. Like, he should have went pro, dead ass.
How old is he? Yeah.
He's 22 now.
Oh,
you know
okay.
okay. He's been sparring. Remember, he's been sparring.
Okay.
He's been in the gym still, but he's just been working jobs. He just hasn't gone pro. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A crowd starts to come around because it's the block. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like cheering Devon on because that he was supposed to be the namesake of the block. He was supposed to make it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he's just fucking this nigga up. Slap. Right? And knocks him down with a hard ass slap. The nigga goes down and everybody's like cheering the nigga on, Devon on, and he lets him up and he's like, fuck off, you know. So he leaves. A few days pass. He obviously leaves the house. He's at his mom's house in another part of the city and shit like that. And his girl calls him and she's like, Devon, like, the babies miss you, Devon. Like, nah. But she was like, somebody's here for you. It's scaring the fuck out of me and your kids are here. So what are you going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
So he's just like, fuck. So he goes there because he's thinking this is a retaliation from the nigga. Mm-hmm. You know, although he doesn't know the outcome of what happened, but, you know, he slapped the nigga up, humiliated him in front of the block. So he goes to the house. Mm-hmm. And I have this specifically written, right? Mm-hmm. So he walks into the house, and there's like this cool Magic Don Juan looking nigga like sitting on the couch with his hands on his cane, the top of his cane, and shit.
Like, so he's clearly a pimp.
He's the promoter. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Same.
Pimp in his own way.
Yeah. I
way.
mean, look at what Don King used to wear. These promoters are pimps. They just pimp out their fighters. That's it. Same, but different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, he's just like, you must be the motherfucker that owes me 50 racks. He's just like, what? Before he recants the tale of what happened with his champion defending his belt, he was like, you must be the nigga that owes me 50 racks, and she must be Helena Troy, the white bitch with the golden pussy. And he was like, oh, so you're just disrespectful, bro. You're just a disrespectful nigga. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, I'm like, okay, bro, what the fuck is going to happen next? Mm-hmm. So, he was like, just like waiting for a nigga to move because his the guy's bodyguard's in there too. Mm-hmm. So he's like watching this big ass nigga. He's like, I wonder if I can jaw this nigga and then get my kids out the house all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he, the promoter's like fucking with his cane, and it's like one of those dope ass 1500 swords in the cane thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like showing like, I'll cut all you niggas into ribbon. You know what I mean?
He got one good swing though. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're older, you got one swing, and if I dodge that, all your liver, your kneecaps, your face, all that's open. Don't talk to me reckless. You got one swing, Papa.
Exactly.
Let's make it a good one.
That cane was given to you by your orthopedic surgeon. You know what I mean?
Your hip ain't strong like that.
So he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Then he tells him what happened that night when he defended his title. So it got around the city that Devon fucked this guy up. So he's not worthy of being a champion or hold the name of champion in this city. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so, but in between rounds, they would chant Devon. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He would go by Smoking, like Smoking Joe Frazier from, I believe he was from Philly or Detroit. So he was just like, they'd cheer his name and shit like that. And it got into the heart of the champion. And he lost focus completely and lost by decision. It was lopsided. Mm-hmm. And he left with his head hanging down. He was like, this was easy money for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you fucked it up. Now, to repay this, so he goes into this, this spiel. Now, to repay this, I want you to fight for me. He was like, bro, I don't fight. He was like, but you do. See, now that the automotive industry has left Detroit and other cities, Kansas, all that shit like that, Arkansas, the money has gone underground. And instead of boxing, have you niggas fighting for money, because boxing it's more injury prone. You break knuckles, you break orbital bones, you break noses, shit like that. If you're fighting underground, especially because you're doing a bare knuckle. So we slap box down here. It's a higher rate of you healing, and if you lose a fucking fight, you know what I mean? You're not worse for wear. Mm-hmm. You don't need no goddamn money to go to the hospital and fix yourself.
All right, just take a minute. Your face is hot.
Exactly, bro. Your ears are hot. You know what I mean? Your lips is kind of busted.
You can definitely, if you catch a good slap, break a nose.
Yeah.
But like, you're not breaking orbital sockets unless you're, in Ghana or something.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Off of a fucking slap. No, for sure. So he goes. He tells him this. So it's sort of like Mandingo fighting. Mm-hmm. You get your best fighters. These business owners and shit like that, they get their best fighters and they go underground and they start betting who's going to win this fight. But it's all slap boxing. Mm-hmm. He's like, I want you to be my fighter. I got people in the front, you know what I mean, his champions or people in the gym that he has in his stable. Mm-hmm. Then he has slap boxers that he's trying to build up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he's like, Tyrone here, talks to his bodyguard, is one of my slap boxers, but the motherfucker's too slow. And the nigga grunts. You know what I'm saying? And so I want you. And since you owe me 50 racks, all you gotta do is 10 fights. 8 to pay it off, and then 2 is yours. And then this shit will circle back at the end. And so he's like, thinking this is a way to get his angst of competing and getting how he used to feel and getting it out. You know what I mean? Winning something instead of the mundane, oh, I got a paycheck. That's a W, but at the same time, it's just like that money spent on formula, nigga. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he's just like, this will get my angst out, and I owe this nigga this money. Apparently, like, even if he said no, He didn't want those consequences.
What if like a homeboy cuts himself a little bit? Like he gets cut, and that cut is like it's not why he loses the fight, but like he's just like, my fighter was cut. It broke his confidence. And like, nah, I broke his confidence.
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, he didn't have to be cut, but I'm just saying, like, because to get beat in a slap boxing contest, was he rocked numerous times or just once?
No, I mean, you lose a fight before you have a terrible practice before you have to go on the mat. You're not going to do well.
I mean, that's some people, bro. Champions rise above that and just.
I mean, what kind of champ? You got to see the nigga fucks in the same room as kids.
Yeah,
So you see what kind of champion he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The nigga just has a belt doesn't mean he has the heart of a champion.
So is this like a undisputed where they're doing it like in a basement kind of thing?
Yeah, it's underground shit. So it's like.
So when you mean underground, I thought you meant just like low key.
I mean,
Like,
it's gonna not be like.
and shit, but
I mean, it's the same fucking place. You know what I mean?
okay.
It's just not in front of televisions and shit like that, in front of cameras and shit.
Okay. A lot of live betting going on.
Yeah, of course. You know.
Money floating around. That's why he's like, you lost me. Oh, and homeboy was doing slap boxing too. Outside of that?
No.
He was just
like I
boxing.
said, he has the front for all his boxers.
And then
the back end
is
his,
okay.
you know what I mean? So that's where he makes his real money. Is him he's trying to build his stable as well of boxers. So he would go and start boxing and slap boxing for him and shit like that, and he's just like fucking these niggas up. They have he's the same thing as he saw on the circuit when he was a kid. Say a couple motherfuckers that he sees around town with hot ass ears, and you know what I mean, cotton balls in their ears because their ears are ringing and shit like that, and they got busted eardrums and shit. He sees them around town like, oh shit, like I would have never known, you know what I mean, not being in this arena that everybody does this shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody's trying to make some extra fucking.
And then you got like people coming from different states and shit. You got Mississippi. You got fucking people from Cali.
Exactly.
And like big boys coming out here just to slap box.
Yeah.
Because it's like a low key production.
Yeah, and a lot of money passes through. Like you got the niggas like all surrounding them, holding their fucking $100 bills. Then you got the niggas in the back putting a few thousand on every fucking fight. You know what I'm saying?
This is, what time is this?
This is after the automobile industry crash, so like maybe 95.
Oh, okay, shit. I was thinking like the early 2000s because I was like, we're gonna have David Banner, and they're like, yeah. I can't do a good David Banner, but just like people in the South betting on all of this shit.
Yeah.
But 90s makes more sense. Where is it? Michigan is Midwest, right?
No, it's no, it's on the northeast.
Northeast?
Yeah.
Ooh, shit, I'm off.
It's way at the top, you know.
Like Maine?
No. It's
Iowa?
By Chicago. Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois. Okay,
yeah, so it's up there.
Okay.
So, the nigga goes on and he's just like fading everybody. He's paying off his debt. But he's starting to get like, you know, some vibrato about him. You know what I mean? Like the nigga's like skipping down the street now. He's getting the shit out that he knew he could do, and that's being a gladiator and slaying motherfuckers and getting his name cheered on. It felt good, you know. Fight 6, 7 happens, and he's like, bro, one more, my nigga, and I'm done with this shit, but I don't know if I want to be done, you know. So the 8th fight happens, and the promoter's like, I need for you to take a dive. And the nigga's just like, what? And he was like, yeah, I need you to take a dive. I'm going to put $50,000. No, I'm saying $50,000. It's coming to me. I'm going to put 20 racks on the other nigga. And I'm gonna leave this motherfucker with 200 if you win. I mean, if you lose. Okay. So take this dive. He's like, this ain't a conversation. This is just me saying. So I don't know how you want to do it, but he'd be like, in the third, I need to take that fall.
Take a knee. Take a knee. Take a few knees.
Yeah.
Make it obvious.
You know what I'm saying? That you're done. Then, your big comeback fight, that's when you make even more. Because they're going to have you fight, fucking Tyrell the Mountain or some shit like that. So he's like, maybe I'll fucking make the money back. I don't know. But this is the last fight. I can, after this fight, I'm pocketing the rest of the money. So fuck it.
And he's boosting them up off of that. Like, hey, if you get this next fight coming to you, you know what I mean? That's all you.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to build up a comeback story, and you can beat him.
Yeah, you know that.
And so he's having to deal with
rematch will be phenomenal.
His morals of like, I know I can whoop this dude's ass, but money though.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he getting any on the end of that?
No, he's not getting any. He said we'll have it like this. So you'll take half of what you get from taking the dive. You know what I'm saying? Because your debt will be paid in full, and you just you'll get it back. You'll get half of this shit. Or you let me hold on to all of this. In the rematch, you get all of it. The next fight will be the rematch. It'll be the greatest shit in slap boxing. You know what I mean? And the nigga's like, fine, I'll do it. In the third, I'll take the knee. Right? He's in there toying with the nigga. Here comes the fight. By this time, he gets back with his baby mama because, happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they come over their differences and shit like that. And also, he wants to be at home with his kids and shit. So he takes a hard ass L. So the nigga is in there toying with the dude, slapping him up. And the guy's he's what is that nigga? John Anik. Big-headed motherfucker, little body.
The head of a man twice his size with the body of like a Elk Grove woman.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's
grown on me though.
He throws a left hand like a motherfucker. He has wins. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But this is supposed to be an easy fight.
Yeah. Technically beat the shit out of him. Yeah. You know how to move.
Yeah.
Everybody's out here just really slap boxing fresh off the streets for the most part, right?
Hard ass hooks. Yeah. There's some niggas that know because he's from the circuit, like I said before. A couple people from the circuit. A couple niggas that he did security with. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so he slaps it. He's getting slapped up by this nigga. The other guy knows he's supposed to take a dive. Mm-hmm. So, like, whenever he has him, like, in the clinch and shit like that, the dude's just like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
just let me hit you, and I'm not gonna, like, come on. Like,
right? And then the nigga just, like, he pushes him back, slaps the fuck out of this guy. And the dude drops to a knee. And he's just like, get up, nigga. like, get up, bro. And the dude's just like, what the fuck? And then but that adds on to the shit. Mm-hmm. Cause everybody's just like, yeah, when he stands back up. And then he's just like, come on. So he overshoots a left hand. The dude haymaker left, but his hand's kind of closed. You know what I mean? He's like with the bottom of his palm strike, Bad Cray style. Shout out to Boss Rutan. And then he takes the dive. Mm-hmm. He falls with that one. So this is the third round. He falls down. And they just like, some people are cheering, but some people are like booing. Like, boo this bullshit. Like, this bullshit, you fucking, that didn't hurt. Like, you know what I mean?
But they knew he'd do it?
Yeah.
Or faked it?
No, but some people are picking up on that. But other people are just like shocked because they lost a lot of fucking money. You know what I mean? This was a sure bet. Some niggas are parlaying. This was the last one they needed,
To move out the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm going to make $100,000.
That brown paper bag. Niggas having money in the shoebox, you know what I mean? And then so they he takes a dive. He gets counted out. You know, the other nigga's hand gets raised. His girl comes, helps him up, takes him to the back. And he's just sitting there, like, waiting and shit like that. She got the ice bag on the back of his head and shit like that. She's like, I hope you know what you did. Like, I hope it was... Because I know you could have fucked that guy. She didn't know. He's going to lose. And so she's, like, kind of talking shit. Like, I told you. Like, you couldn't do this type of shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I'll call Martin at the grocery store and say, you want your job back? Like, and niggas just like, but where's the nigga at? Like, the promoter. That's what he's like, bro. He didn't want to tell her everything because she's a loudmouth ass bitch. Mm-hmm. So, is what it is, bro. So he's just like, fuck it. I'll wait. And the guy never comes. And he's like, what the fuck? So 12 o'clock, he's like, we need to go, Devon. Like, nigga, your mom's not going to watch the babies all night. He's like, all right. So he leaves and shit like that. So he kind of feels like, you know that feeling where you've been fucked over and you're just like, I can't do anything about it. Like, your brother took your $5 and that was the only $5 you had.
And you're like,
you know what I'm saying?
All my guild cards gone.
Gonk. You know what I'm saying? So he's like waiting and shit. A couple days go by. And he goes to the boxing facility where their niggas at. He goes up to his office. Office completely cleared out, bro. So how the shit works is he'd show up. How the slot boxing shit worked was you get a passcode. So that's how you pass the security guard. And you show up with... He didn't know any of the shit because he wasn't the middleman. He's just a nigga at the end. So the promoter would get the passcode. He'd go with the promoter. He'd get into the venue. He'd compete. He'd leave. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't know no fucking numbers, anything like that. He's like, what the fuck? So the nigga's gone and everybody's just like, I don't know where the nigga went. He dipped off. So he goes off trying to find this nigga and gets a couple trails and shit like that and ends up in the mountains or some shit like that when this nigga's like counting up bread. You know what I'm saying? So off of like all eight of his fights, nigga made close to like 750K. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he catches his bodyguard in town on like a grocery run or some shit like that, or even driving past him. He's like, oh, that's the nigga. Follows him up there. Mm-hmm. He's with his girl, of course, because, you know, ride or dies. They'd be like that, although she's a whore.
We just had a story about a whore that changed her life.
Yeah.
These whores can change.
And so he goes and the bodyguard's at the door, knocks at the door. He's just like, get your big ass in here, Tyrone. I'm like, goddamn, we gotta count this money up. And Devon's right behind this nigga. Pussy, sit down. Kicks the nigga in the chest. Right? Tyrone's just like, I didn't know. I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? And then the nigga slaps Tyrone. Sit your big ass down. That nigga sits down, crisscross applesauce on the ground. Right? He's like, where's the fucking... How are you going to just leave me? You know what I mean? What about the rematch? Like, what about... He was like, you fucking fool. Like, there wasn't going to be a rematch, bro. This was the last grab. And I was out of there, bro. Like, like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? He was like... And then the same shit that happened at the house with the gun, the pimp, like, they're trying to, like, they look at the gun and shit like that. They kind of both go towards it. You know, obviously Devon's quicker. So he grabs the gun. The nigga pulls out the sword. And just, like, jabs this nigga, like, in the chest. Ha! And he's like, oh, you a pussy nigga, bro. So he, like, pulls the gun back. It clicks. You know, bullets in that bitch. So he was trying to do A quick one.
Yeah, you try to. Hey, you know how mad I be like, that's your life, bruh. Bah. Huh?
Click.
Oh, and then get stabbed.
Stabbed right in the. He's like, oh, you motherfucker. So Devon just like backs up. He's just like, he puts up his hands and and then his girl just like, nigga, he has a knife. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those like obvious things. A nigga brought a knife to a fist fight, and you choose a fist fight this knife holding nigga. You know what I mean? And he's just like, no, I got it. Nigga, like, it's like a Bruce Lee fucking, it wasn't Enter the Dragon. What was the one he was in the tournament, and he fought the nigga with the bear claw?
With the bear claw?
Yeah, you don't know Bruce Lee movies. The nigga, he had slashes across his chest and back.
That's Kiss of the Dragon.
That's Kiss of the Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh, kind of like some of the other.
Hey, I think that was an Aaliyah movie. I don't think that you were right.
That's Romeo Must Die.
DMX, rest in peace, bro.
What?
What they want from my nigga? So he lunges forward, just like we were saying before. The nigga missed fully. Gets tapped. Tap, tap. His shades fall off. He got one eye and shit. It shows his humanity. You know what I'm saying? Because before he was just a shade wearing pimp with the fucking hat. Now his coma is all disheveled. Nigga has one milky eye. You know what I'm saying? His fucking gold tooth is popped out. He ain't got a side tooth on the other side.
Really more of a cap he was putting on.
Yeah. It wasn't a real gold tooth. You know what I'm saying? So he was just like, you motherfucker. He was just like, bow, kicks him in the stomach. He was like, babe, get the fucking money. And he was just like, motherfucker, I'm going to find you. He was like, you ain't going to find shit. So he gets a gun, searches the pockets of Tyrone and shit like that. It's a nice 38 special, snub nose on them.
I've heard those are pussy guns.
Put a hole in your ass. Yeah. So he gets the ammo and shit like that. He's like, there ain't gonna be no fucking revenge. Ain't gonna be none of that shit. And he's just like, you ready to wear this on your conscience forever? He was like, bro, I got $750,000, nigga.
Out.
Yeah, I'm forgetting about these bills, and
We're not even taking them from the house. I'm getting the kids in the car, and we're just going.
Yeah, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
Taking my mom too, because in the '90s, $750,000 is a new life.
Yeah. So, Smokes Tony smokes the fucking promoter, and he's just like, take that, nigga. Like one of those like black exploitation film last lines. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, eat that, nigga. One of those. Kills a nigga and the end. Like, and then they walk out like with the fucking money and shit, and then ain't no love in a heart of any.
I just feel like I feel like there has to be one point where his bitch ass wife gets slapped by somebody. That's all it can, like, because that could, I just want more action. But I like the build, and I dig that. But he took the L, and he didn't need to take the L, and so they don't show you anything that happens after that, right? They don't show him like packing up the car and leaving.
No, I mean,
you just put it all into your own mind on what he does.
It's gonna be yeah. I mean, what he does with the money, but obviously. The nigga gets in the car with his kids and shit like that. Picks his mom up and just dips off and rides into the sunset kind of thing.
And all of this from slap boxing. Yeah.
If you got niggas arm wrestling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, you can fucking slap box.
It's crazy that people like do that.
They bet on marbles rolling down a fucking hill. So
billiards is still a really big game.
Yeah, and there's going to be more shit that I'm going to write in the treatment, but, that's just the bare bones of the shit.
I like it.
It's going to show it's going to be a 7-part series on BET.
Called Slap. It's just like a handprint, like a black handprint, like if someone put their hand in black ink.
And then on the inside of the hand is like the skyline of Detroit.
Ooh. Hey, and tell me why niggas would watch that and be like, "Yo, it's about Detroit," and then like, "Oh, we do slap ball. There's tournaments."
Yes, absolutely. Start that shit up. But
no.
But yeah, man, that is supposed to be like 7, 8 episodes, and you know the whole shit. I want that shit. I'm gonna write the pilot to that motherfucker and all that. It's supposed to be a fucking show, not a movie, you know. But yeah.
Either way, it's something that's gonna be seen on screen, so
yeah,
or on like by people. So I like it. Is it more on a serious tip? Is there any comedy relief or comedic relief?
No, it's more drama. It's serious.
I'm weak that you went with it because when you called me and you talked to me, you were laughing while you told me this.
Yeah, because it's so preposterous.
And so I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be like a comedy about." And then when you told me, I was like, "Ooh, I'm getting really deep in the story." I was like, "Man, fuck, he's going through it right now."
Yeah.
And then you're just like, at the end of it, you're like, and then they drive off in the sunset. I was like, so Cat Williams ain't nowhere through this bitch.
He might be the promoter that gets smoked at the end.
No, but then he would have a comedian. You can't have him trying to slide through, trying to be serious.
Like, there's been movies with comedians that have been dramatic and serious. Damon Williams has been in fucking movies where he's been serious. You know what I'm saying? Damon Williams. Fucking, what are the niggas who made Mo Money with
Damon Wayans?
Wayans, not Williams. Same black name. Yeah, that shit is completely serious, but you have some comedic shit, but it's not a fucking comedy. You know what I mean? It's a serious movie. Niggas die in that bitch, and niggas get slapped with guns and shit. You know what I mean? There's some comedic shit, but it's not a fucking comedy, you know? But yeah, so you can have a comedic nigga in there, and it doesn't have to be humorous.
Get his whole shit slapped the fuck off, and he's just like, I don't make jokes no more.
Yeah, bro, I'm here for this Academy Award, bro. I'm here for this daytime Emmy.
This nigga like purposely biting his lip when he gets slapped, so the blood is real, and they're just like, "Wow, I'm so sorry." He's just like, "I did it for the role." And you're just like, your lip is really bad.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I think that shit is pretty hard.
I like it.
I'm thinking I'm going to be on more of TV shit for my ideas because I heard pilots make a lot of money. I don't give a fuck if it gets made or not.
Yeah, you just pay me for it, though.
Yeah, bro. Pay me for that first fucking episode. I'm ready, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I got, I think the next editor's cut I'll do the one I was talking to you about. But it's just like, I lean towards movies. Just lean towards, because,
I mean, you can see, well, this is what you think the movie, because...
But you know, break a movie down into a series.
You thought this was going to be a movie until I said it was a series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it can be fucking anything.
So same, and you just like either make some shit longer or you don't put that into it and you leave it open-ended to see how long it goes.
Yeah, or you can just cut it off then and there, and that's just the last episode. You know what I mean? But yeah. So that was this episode of Director's Cut. If you want to contact us,
Protect Your Neck by Wu-Tang should be playing.
Yeah,
in the
man.
intro.
Yeah, I like that shit. I don't know how it goes. Email us at thescrapbookpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Scrapbook at the Scrapbook Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Contact us anytime. This has been Director's Cut.
And it was an awesome episode. Thank you guys for joining us. Open to any suggestions, people. Make it happen.
Thank you. We love you. Don't stop being creative. Peace out.
Deuces.